Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to my friends across the pond. Welcome to State of the Market. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. We're here every day at 10 a.m. going through the most important stories to you as a trader and investor. And we've got an action-packed one today. Let's start by kicking off where the markets are. As we open the show, we are off the lows. The S&P opened up down about 90 points. The Nasdaq even worse, down over 2% on its lows. We saw weakness in the Dow, weakness in the RUT. As we have progressed today, what do you see? The Russell has crept to green on the day. Pretty nice move by the Russell. I mean, look at this gap, and now we're green. And the Dow has gotten up to flat. We're seeing a pretty significant move out of the volatility index. Now, it's come off from the highs, but look where this sucker opened. We hit almost 20 on the open. And what is driving that? You guys know what's driving it. It's SMH. Now, SMH is off the bottom, and it is trying to close the gap from yesterday. Not quite there yet, but SMH has really had a nice rally. On our lows, we were below 540. We're back to nearly 560. So, there's been, when you get a big gap down, a lot of times you do see buying hit in. Now, I don't know if we'll completely close the gap, but what we will do is see some rallying here off these lows, right? You get some buying typically around 10 a.m., and then some decisions will be made as the day progresses. Do traders want to stay in, or do traders want to get the heck out of Dodge? And we did have some economic data hit today. Nothing major. We had import prices, which came in ahead. We had housing starts come in well ahead of expectations. Building permits a little bit light. Industrial production light. Capacity utilization a little bit light. And consumer sentiment. And this was the big surprise. It came in really hot. The expectation was about 50 and a half. Came in at 54.4. So last month's big drop in oil certainly made the consumer feel much better about themselves. And then there's this story on Truth Social, and this is gonna be a developing story. And we're gonna talk about this more toward the end of the show once I bring Vaz on. But what was announced by Truth Social, basically creating a early access key to Trump tweets, is unprecedented and is something I'm not sure how to react to, other than it just goes to show that we are entering an age where, as Garrett just said, information is the most important asset. And just about anyone is going to be willing to sell it. Now, the question is, after 2029, when we get a new president, does this turn into a thing? I know you're saying this feels not normal, right? But what about the last year has been normal, right? We've seen these betting markets explode. We've seen just rampant cheating. Imagine 4 years ago or 10 years ago, a teleprompter writer leaking trading information to Polymarket. These betting markets have completely changed the landscape. The ability to trade on regular events and not earnings, stuff that isn't really regulated the same way, that has been, I think, a major negative to the health and the health and wellness and confidence in overall markets. And I think we're approaching a come to Jesus moment. But can you imagine being on Polymarket and you're betting on something and somebody has API access to an early Trump tweet, bets against you, and there you go, you've lost everything? Polymarket and Kalshi are already a loser's game. Not nearly 96% of people that trade on there lose. So this is going to be a developing story, but and we're going to be addressing this over the coming weeks. But the landscape of the market is basically legalized cheating is where we're heading. I mean, at a certain point, we should just throw out all the insider trading laws. It's getting that silly. All right. So that's my kind of opening comment on that. What I will tell you is, do I hate this idea? Do I hate this idea? Yes. Am I going to pay for it? Yes. Right. It's almost, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't moments, right? So that's where we are with that. Now let's move on to these Netflix earnings. Netflix is down 8%, and the big pain, people looked at their earnings and said, okay, sales in North America and Canada were a little light. They beat on earnings in line with revenue, but then you look at their free cash flow, and their free cash flow plummeted. Absolutely plummeted, which tells you that they're investing a ton and not getting that same ROI. And in fact, if you look at the entire streaming space, it's a mess. Right? Netflix is investing in the NFL. They showed the MLB All-Star game, although or the MLB Home Run Derby, I'm told that had very mixed reviews. They're moving to kind of live channels. The only thing the streaming thing has done when you look at how much all of it costs, it's been an experiment in bad ideas. It's been an experiment in bad ideas. Listen, nobody loved Comcast or Spectrum or whatever. But how much would you type in a 1 if you would do this? All right. If I could give you your old cable package from 10 years ago, and we get rid of all the streaming services, all the fragmentation, right? So you have to trade in Netflix, you have to trade in Hulu, you have to trade in Amazon Prime, you trade in Disney Plus, HBO Max, whatever. Those are gone from your life, and back in your life is the old cable package that you got from Comcast. Type in a 1 if you would reattach that cord, and type 2 if you're happy with the cord still cut. I'm very interested in this. Yeah, DirecTV, whatever. Yeah, so it is about, just judging early, it's about 65% would go back to the cable package they got. And the rest would want to keep things the rest would want to keep things where they were. So that which I think kind of sums it up. There are people that, if you can just do HD broadcast or like the lowest YouTube TV package and then add the one streaming service you like, sure. Um, but I have a Major League Baseball stream. I've got NFL Sunday Ticket, Prime, uh, Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, Peacock. Uh, the one I don't have is Paramount Plus. Do you see where we're going here? This whole experiment is failed. It's a failed experiment, and it costs us all. All right. So the question a lot of people are going to ask me is it time to look at Netflix? Just getting back, before, I know I went off on a diatribe there. Is it time to buy Netflix? Netflix is now sitting at its lowest level since 2024. And, a lot of people are looking and saying maybe it's time to jump in here. So to help me through looking at this chart along with a couple others is our own, the one, the only, the woman behind the game plan and the Pharaoh of Fibonacci. She is Olivia Voznako. Good morning, Voz.
Yo, what's up, Mark? Hey,
Good
guys.
morning.
Hi.
So I don't know if a lot of news this morning. Did you get a look at Netflix? It's getting hammered again. It's back to 2024 levels, like July of 2024.
Yeah.
Free cash flow dropping. It's just been a trail of sadness starting June of been a 1 year almost straight down is what it really comes down to. What are you seeing on your charts? Is there an opportunity to get in here?
I'm actually surprised that people are buying it after that that gap down, especially because it's always unfortunate when companies report earnings during the market selling off. These stocks usually don't get a lot of love or as much love as they would if the current market conditions were bullish. I don't see this as an opportunity.
No opportunity for Netflix. You wait. Is there a level where you would start, let's say, is there a line in the sand, a level where you think, okay, if it gets here from a price perspective, it's just stupid and I want to, sell a put spread or something as simple as that?
I actually think it is poised to go lower to about 61. I don't think it's going to fill the gap. As long as the market stays up, I don't think that it's going to fill the gap. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I just pulled like a simple Fibonacci. Uh, yeah, we gap below that 13% fib line and holding below here. This is like a great opportunity to short, actually. If you want to wait for the initial retest at like 70 and then go short to 61. That would be my trade plan. I think there's so many other opportunities in this market right now, but if you want me to make you a trade, I'll whip you one up right now. Homemade, baby.
All right. There you have it. There's your game plan for Netflix, folks. Tap 70, buy a put, and see where it takes you. Now, I do want to talk about our SQQ trade and what happened with Darkwire and all the cheating going around out there in a second.
That was iconic.
Yes.
That was iconic. And I know that you do this all the time, but I understand you're talking about your service wiretap. And
yes,
I know that wiretap, you do a trade once a week and you look like you're aiming for like big gains. You're looking for like a triple digit gain. And even though the market started to sell off yesterday, and I follow your trade, so we were up in the position, you freaking held. You held.
absolutely,
You
absolutely,
mafia boss. What? in the mafia boss move was that,
Well,
bro? That
pull
was
up your,
sick.
you know what it is? Pull up your chart of SMH. And all right, so let's talk about this, and then we'll swing back to SpaceX. Pull up your chart of SMH. All right, now, Vaz, looking at where we closed yesterday, if you're looking at SMH, would you have had any confidence that it was going to rally was going to be up this morning? Looking at this chart,
I mean, Mark, the market is made to fool the masses. I mean, you could have you could have people thinking, "Hey, we're kind of holding support here. Why not?" No, that was iconic. I don't know what else was on your mind, but it
well,
wasn't just this.
the part that where, and this is where fooling the masses does happen, right? We opened. Look where SMH opened, and or pull up the triple Q. Look
Yeah.
where the triple Q opened, and look where it is now.
Yeah.
You see a huge gap down like that, and your assumption is it's going to keep going. Um, the masses are going to try and press that. We put out our close at 9:30, and I said, the group was in it at about $1.80, $1.85, some even lower. And I put out a close to sell it better than $4. And that everybody that put out a sell at 410, 420, 430, as high as 450, you sold out of your position between 9:30 and 9:45. By 9:46, we had started to rally. And a lot of people don't know, when you get a big gap down like this, you want to get out. Now, can you hold a flyer? Sure. But when we see a big move like that, you don't mess around, because a lot of times large gap downs, and on the low, the Qs were down well over 2%. When we gap down like that, you're going to see buying a lot of times coming out of that initial washout.
Yeah. So tell me about it, like I said, it wasn't just SMH. You had this dark wire hit.
Yes.
What exactly is that? Because it sounds really cool.
So we have been working, and you know, we've talked about all this insider trading. I mean, that has been such a subject, right? We saw PayPal this week have just massive insider trading. You heard the story about the teleprompter writer that was selling what was in the teleprompter. And now Truth Social is out saying they're going to sell early access to Donald Trump's tweets, which is bananas. And we started to hone in on some traders that were putting up some trades that seemed curiously timely. And they were in high beta names. And we started to track these names and realized that when these traders were in there, and they set up a position for the stock to go up, the stock went up. And more often than not, in fact, almost all the time, there was some sort of news catalyst that would hit during that week and send these stocks higher. Then we noticed, when these groups that were doing these trades in high beta names disappeared, which they did on Monday, the market almost always went down. And when you look at what has happened with the triple Q this week, I mean, it's been even with the little recovery here, triple Q closed on Friday at 725.50. It's off $28. That's almost, getting near 4%. And what we realize is, if the market is going to go down, there's a way, and they're letting us know by not trading. There's an opportunity for us to take advantage of it. We call it a dark wire, and that is what we did. We bought it for me personally. I bought my dark wire calls in SQQ, which is an inverse of the triple Q. I bought mine Monday after I'd sent the alert. I wait 5 minutes after I send the alert. I paid $1.85. I sent the close at 9:30 this morning. At 9:35 and 48 seconds, I sold my calls at $4.20. So I made $2.35 on every call, 127%. If I had put $1,000 into that trade, I would have $1,270 in profit. That's essentially a stone's throw away, Vaz, from a full 1 year's cost of the wiretap service itself. And we hit these triple digit wins with a pretty regular frequency, and that's part of what makes it such a fun day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. You know, it's funny. You found a way to catch these guys, because it's not like plain simple. Like anyone can like search a options chain, but there's different options chains. There's different programs. I know you have a very elite one, but even that, like you cracked the code. So now I'm wondering if people are going to start being like, who was that trader in SQQQ? Because these guys, they don't necessarily trade SQQQ. They just disappear, is my understanding. So then you're jumping in there, and now I'm wondering if people are going to start stalking you.
Yeah, it was a little weird in that last night during my presentation, I have fiber throughout the house. I've never had an issue with my Wi-Fi ever, and we had a couple of weird glitches in the middle of the presentation.
No, that was weird. I was watching.
It was a little weird. I'm wondering.
Hey, people are tapping the freaking
Are
teleprompter.
people wiretapping the wiretap?
No, seriously, people are tapping the teleprompters. If they have caught on to Mark Sebastian figuring out their stuff, maybe that's the case. But yeah, Mark, that was an awesome trade. Thanks. I love a nice triple-digit game to end the week a little richer.
So the good news is that, last night we told everybody we offered everyone, you could do a 1 year, you could do a 3-year membership with the scanner that I'm building to find all the dark wires that you might be, or all the dark wires or wiretap trades that may be out there, not just the one I put out on Mondays. And you can get the 3-year access to wiretap plus the new, and it's going to be an AI engine, the new AI engine I'm building around wiretaps. A year, $14.97. The 3-year, $34.97 with the AI engine. Now, that's a great deal, but we'd offered everybody an additional $500 off the price, $29.97 to join for 3 years, less than $1,000 a year, plus this AI engine. And we've extended that because this dark wire trade went so well, because people that registered the event that I issued this trade to on Monday are likely now just realizing the huge wins that they see. Again, if they put $1,000 in it, they'd be sitting on just under $1,300 this morning from that win. We want to give you the opportunity to join at that $29.97 level. So that $500 off has been extended through the end of the day. And if you'd like to join at the $29.97 level, you can click the link. If you're saying $29.97, that's a lot. If you call my team, 888-872-3301, or email them support@optionbit.com, the amazing trade to close support staff will take very good care of you and can set you up for a payment plan as well, so that you're able to get in. So Drew, Steven, Ted, everybody on the team, they're there to help you. If you want a payment plan, we can hook you up with that. Or you can just simply click the link and take advantage of that $500 off. But if you want that extra $500, and again, $34.97 is a great deal, great price. But if you want to get essentially a 3rd year free and access to that AI engine for free, just pick up the phone and call my team 888-872-3301 or click the link and join us. Boz, I know we're running a little bit long, but I wanted to hit on like one more quick thing. We had the SpaceX failed launch, and SpaceX is now down to $125 a share. Now, the reason why I don't know if you guys saw the weather in Texas here, but when I flew home on Wednesday night, there were flash flood warnings all over Texas that morning, and then we just got a deluge of rain on Thursday as well. It's weird for us in Austin getting rain in July. It really is. But we got a deluge of rain yesterday, and they canceled the launch of their latest rocket, and the stock is now down from, its opening high. It hit almost $210. It's now trading $125.
Yep.
I know a lot of our listeners are very interested in this stock. They're watching it, and they're asking themselves one of two things. Should I be is there a level where I should maybe sell puts? Or can I look at buying calls, or should I just buy the stock? What do you see in the SpaceX stock? Do we have enough trading days now for you to develop some Fibonacci and some other things like that?
No, but you could just use simple, and I'll show the chart, but you could just use a simple mindset. So full disclosure, I bought and sold this stock within 2 days. I am not in this stock anymore. And it was one of the greatest trades. It was the greatest trade of my life. But that's just trading off of an IPO. The problem is when everyone, just like, remember when everyone was buying Tesla because Elon Musk was going to appear on SNL? Like, do you remember that? You would go to the grocery, everyone was talking about it. And I'm like, this thing is just gonna, no, this is not how it works. As we say, the market's made to fool the masses. And when the actual masses that aren't participating in the market are talking about that, the trade's going to be a bust. Oh, it wasn't Tesla. It was Dogecoin. Excuse me. Anyway, everyone and their mother and their mother-in-law, everyone was talking about SpaceX to the point that, yes, it soared on its IPO. That was the expectation. But long term, no. This is what happens when too many eyes are on something. It doesn't make it special. So no, this stock isn't special anymore, and it's going to need some sort of positive news catalyst, some sort of update to get it to be special again. It had too much spotlight. It couldn't handle it. It broke down like Justin Bieber. Okay, it just couldn't handle the fame. But this is why something like it's true. But this is why something like Wiretap, those highlight the special stocks. And you designed AI to filter what you are finding in a scanner that someone can just download and see, and ignore stupid dark pool things that you can buy on Twitter for like $20 a month. You actually filtered it to find a special trade. So I'm sticking with that.
All right.
SpaceX.
You don't need SpaceX.
No.
I think that at a certain level it starts to look interesting. It's now back below $2 trillion. Go us, even though it's losing. So a trade I would be looking at on SpaceX would be kind of a broken wing butterfly for a credit or a put spread. So let me show you, everybody here, my two ideas. All right. One is going to be simple, and it's going to be something that just about anybody can execute. I like it as a potential income trade. You're $25 out of the money. $25 out of the money. I'm getting well over $1 for the $195 put spread. That is a really nice yield for something that, if for a strike that is essentially 20% out of the money. Now, yes, it's down $5. Yes, there's a lot of movement, but if I can get $1.05 for the 195 put spread, and very rarely do I like selling premium, I actually think there's some value there.
Hmm.
I think that's likely to make you money. That would be the August 195 put spread. More interesting to me is going to be, and this is be where we talk kind of some of the more complex stuff that I like to do. I would be looking at, and I'm going to build this for you guys.
Everyone in chat is saying, Vaz, did you sleep last night? You look tired.
You don't look tired. Tell people, where do you people get the hubris to talk about Vaz's looks?
No,
All
and
right?
but then they
No,
made
no,
me.
no.
I'm like, am I
Vaz,
tired? And I just
no.
yawned.
Well, all right. Yeah, Lauren is about to come in there and with a baseball bat and and beat me senseless as a sacrifice to all of the people that have a willingness to say that. All right.
As a sacrifice.
I mean it, guys. The hubris. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
continue.
So the way this trade works is kind of like a 1x2 put spread. What we would do is buy a 110 put, sell 2 of the 100s, and buy a 70 put. And you're going to take in a really nice credit. But if SpaceX continues to drop, you've kind of got on this credit spread, and you can end up in a spot where you end up taking some delivery on SpaceX, or you're taking a huge credit on SpaceX if it continues to drop. So this might be another way to do it. That's a little more complex. This is a trade we might look at with our Trader X folks, or in Rip Zone, or some of the more complex services that we have. But again, don't overthink it. Getting a call it $1.05 for a put spread that is 20% out of the money. That is really good yield, right? You're getting better than 20% on your risk, better than 25% on your risk. So that I kind of like as a potential income play. If you were looking at it, my guy Hans is going to be talking about income plays next Wednesday. So after our State of the Market show, so make sure you're here next Wednesday as well. All right, we've definitely ran really long, Vaz, but it was a good show. Where are you? What are you thinking for the rest of the day? Are we going to get kind of a rally into the weekend, or are we going to roll back over?
So today in game plan, we had 2 zones. We had a put zone and a call zone. Both of them hit. And we're at the edge of the call zone right now and rolling back over. I got to see where we are at in the afternoon. I don't want to make any bold claims. They really don't have one right now, but I am definitely excited for the close. I hope we have a good fuse trademark, because the close is going to be fun today.
I feel like that was your chance to get out, and we might see things roll back over here as things progress. What I would warn you, all you traders, is yesterday was not great. If today ends up being a worse day than Thursday, and it looks like it is going to right now, then I would some sort of weekend hedge makes a lot of sense. Maybe things get better, maybe things don't. But what's happening in the semis? Until it gets some momentum back, there's going to be that crowded trade is going to continue to feel like people trying to exit a crowded theater.
Yeah, mate.
Vaz, one more time. Again, if you signed up for our everybody's cheating everywhere event that we did last night. On Monday, we sent you my dark wire trade. It was to buy the SQQ July 24th, 40 calls for $1.85. If you did those and you sold them this morning, you got to sell them between $4 and $4.50. You made anywhere from 120% to as high as 140%. Essentially enough to pay for an entire year's subscription if you put $1,000 in. And we have another trade coming Monday. I'm putting out my intercept list, which goes out on Fridays to this afternoon. So members, be on the lookout for that. So take advantage of that, of us adding that $500 discount back through the end of the day for 3 years of access, plus the AI engine we are working on for Wiretap. If you want a payment plan, you can call my team, 888-872-3301. Otherwise, just click that link and join me and Vaz in the Wiretap. Vaz?
Yeah, me.
Thank you for joining me. You don't look tired. You look absolutely amazing. The only thing that's more wonderful than your exterior is your interior, Vaz, and your brain.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So thank you for joining us here. I hope you have a great weekend, although I know I'll be talking to you all day anyway. But for public facing, I hope you have a great weekend. Folks watching, I hope you have a great weekend. Follow us on, if you're watching me on YouTube or on X, like, subscribe, email the team, support@optionpit.com if you want to get involved in the Wiretap or you want to join us just live here at the State of the Market. So for Olivia Voznenko, our Pharaoh the Fibonacci, I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Thank you for joining me. And as always, thank you, Amin. Thanks, Amin.
Bye, guys.